to rock and roll. I needed to get a little pumped up tonight. Now, Benny will tell you that's the kind of shit I used to listen to. People make fun of, but I wasn't afraid to fake pump it. I pump fake them. I rock and roll to anything. I like everything. He'll tell you I wasn't that dude that was afraid to break it down, trying to break it down. Yes, I was an Italian that had moves. That's right. I brought the moves. Tonight, I'm going to bring me. Something you guys don't normally see. I've been holding back. I don't feel right about myself. So I've been holding back when I talk about stuff. So I'm not going to turn into an animal, but I'm going to not choose my words so carefully. So what I'm going to talk about tonight, it might not be earth shattering or this, that, the other thing. I'm going to give you more than one. I'm going to talk about a few things. They're all going to be a common denominator in all of them. Maybe that's just a role I play, but it's time to get to work and get busy and not hold my words and this, that. But I just want to say something. We only have a few people in here. That's great. Beautiful. I love it. Gives more fire. Keeps that fire burning. Let's go. Maureen, thank you so much for coming in. I hope you guys like and don't mind. I changed the logo. I got tired. Everybody knows I'm from New York. I didn't even realize I had a Yankee warm-up on. Sorry, Davey. Sorry, Benny. Benny's a Met fan. For everybody out there, born and raised, and I'm from Flushing, but I'm a Yankee fan. Anyway, that being said, I got tired of the bridge. Everybody knows I'm from New York. Tired of the skyline. If Tracy Gamwell comes in, she had mentioned she liked that poster I had made. Canvas. She could have it if she wants it. I'll give it to anybody. So this is the new logo. I like it. I like what you said, Davey. I think you're right. I think I did have a meeting. I might have been somewhere I met these guys, but I thought you guys would get a kick out of it, not knowing that that's all we need to see. Maybe the name of the show will just be Craig and Friends. Forget the reality report. Nikki, what's up, my brother? Nikki, I brought my two goons with me, bro. I gave myself a little bit more room tonight because I might start throwing some furniture tonight. I'm telling you. The handcuffs are off. My advisor told me when it's time to tell what needed to happen in a situation, don't hold back. Don't hold back. If somebody had to get cracked, you crack them. That's not stupid. So let's do it. Here we go. Nikki, Maureen, you said you were coming. Thank you. Benny boy, thanks for coming in, bud. You always do. Davey T, day one. I'm a Marlins fan now. You trader. Oh my God. That's even worse. You can't do that. Oh my God. Davey, a Met fan his whole life. In '86, they tortured me. Him and Sal. They tortured me. And now he goes down to Florida. He's there, what? 10 years? Not even 4 years that you're a Marlins fan? And they're the worst team in baseball. Come on, man. What are you, a Dolphins fan too? You're going to leave the Colts? Can't do that. Do what you want. Everybody in the house, thank you for being here. Baywatch was in earlier. I lost my phone, so if anybody tried to call me for the last 3 hours or tell me to send me a link, I couldn't. I don't have my phone. I left it. I think I dropped it in my son's car. So I'm known for doing this shit. Oh, all right, good. Good man, man. All right, so let's go. Whoever's here is here. You'll catch it on the replay. Again, maybe not earth shattering, but I want to make sure you guys hear me loud and clear. We got a different angle tonight. I got more room to move around. I was warned that if I didn't have my picture of my wife up here, I was going to get in trouble. So let me just, she's going to get mad at me for doing this, but you probably can't see it. But that's the chief. She runs the show. By the way, that suit was rented. I had to have it back by 12 o'clock. I didn't. I had to pay the late fee. That's fucked up. All right. So, Benny, you'll remember this guy. That's my old man. I don't know if you guys can see and I just figure I'll show you, take in the family a little bit. And that's my little girl when she was a little girl. Now she's a woman. And this guy keeps me sane. Rick and Morty. Yeah, I play with toys at 57. Imagine that. No, I don't. Anyway, let's go. Let's do it. So, So I'm heavily involved in the street. But what a lot of guys don't get, and I'm going to have to be a wise ass in the beginning and say this because I am talking to certain people that are in the weeds watching, the ones that made the associates remark. There was a time when if somebody said to somebody, whispered in somebody's ear, you see that guy? He's hooked up. That meant you were associated. That was just, they knew they were shaking in their boots about dealing with that guy as they would the guy that was straightened out. That's a fact. They could deny it all they want. That's one. Two, I'm not saying me personally. Yeah, I would have fucking kicked their ass too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would hit them with a hammer. Yeah. I told them, handcuffs come off tonight. So, the Associates Club, we're having shirts made. We're going to do that, Nikki, like we said. Benny, we're going to have the Associates Club made. If any moron out there, it just shows you how much they don't know the life that they speak about. They talk about, these guys, these so-called associates, they were, people that broke eggs, that cracked an egg, you know, before in their life. They've dealt with situations in any way, in that life. Um, but if your goal is you get brought into something that you agree to be bought part of, right? You get brought into that. You don't like when you start a job. You started you start as a CEO. Not everybody, right? Very few. So to get that thing or whatever word you want to use for it. In my day, they would just go to the show and say, "Oh, it's got that thing, button, whatever the fucking word you want to use for it." You start at a certain level. Now, for the retards out there, let me make this even easier for you. There are different kinds of fucking associates, retards. Yes. And you're probably more book smart than me, but one thing you ain't is more street smart than me. None of you. None of you. So there was somebody on their channel that said, "What's a rat? I don't know what a rat is anymore." Well, that rat that I put out, I don't know if you guys saw the short, that rat was meant for somebody. Maybe now he'll look at himself in the mirror and realize he's a fucking rat. Whatever. We're in a no drama hour. Let's get into it. I wanted to clear that up about in order to get to whatever you're attaining to get to, if you're in the street, you start at a certain place and then you grow from there if you have potential. I'll leave it at that. They wouldn't know that because, again, most of them that question anything never fucking been part of anything or, like I said, cracked a fucking egg. They probably never even got into a pushing match. And when like first grade, when no push me first, no push me first, that kind of shit. No, no, push me, no, hit me first, I'll hit you. They probably never got into that. All right. So tonight we're going to talk about, it's not, I tell you guys all the time, I'm hyper. You can see it. I'm ready for tonight because somebody I care about told me, and I told Nikki this. If any of you, if we had spoke, I would have told you this too. Timmy Irish knows this, and Dave, you got to keep in touch with me because you would know half of this shit. Maureen, whoever wants to call me, can call me. I'm an open book for all people. Every day of the week, I don't care. You need me, I'm there. And anyway, but Jimmy, who I love dearly, and it's everybody in our community loves Jim. When Jimmy says to me, bud, sometimes you got to let them understand your fans. You got to, because there might be somebody in, I don't know how many people. We're a very small channel, right? So maybe we don't get a lot of people from all over watch us, but maybe they don't understand when I'm not fully saying because I'm trying to not glorify it or go back to that. But tonight, I'm going to let you know things the way they happen. So if you're a little faint for the year, it's nothing that's going to put me in trouble, so it can't be that bad, right? But if things might bother you, Now's the time to walk out. I know anybody that's in here is not going to leave. It's not that bad anyway. But here we go. Business. Okay. So just because you're in the street and you have an active role to do in this, you have a part you play for whoever, whatever crew you're with, whatever they see fit for you. Duke, what's up, my brother? I don't have my glasses on, but I see your name, my man. We're just getting started, Dookie. So whatever crew you're with, right, as you start to show potential in whatever it is they're looking for, in my case, I can only talk about me. I cannot talk about, now I can tell you about guys I was with, yeah. I won't badmouth any one of them. I won't. I'm not even going to badmouth the guys that fucking ragged on us. How's about that? I'm not. They got to live with that, not me. Okay. That being said, you have to show something. Otherwise, you're not around. You're not around. You get what's called chased. So again, for the I don't want to use this guy's words because he is a king cooperator. So for the slower people in the room, and I'm not the brightest, so it's bad, but it's coming from me. So for the Associates Club, for those guys that truly don't get it, yes, you have to be of some value or you get chased. And you can't just be a tough guy. Those days fucking ended in the 50s. And I wasn't around in the 50s. All right. So now we can move on again. I'll keep coming back to you douchebags every so often. Sorry, Ben, I got to do it. Nick, got to do it. Duke, I got to let them know. I got to let the hot-ons. Maureen, I'm sorry. I know you never hear me talk like this. I got to let them know out there. Games are over. No more Mr. Nice Guy with the clowns. One troll comes into you tonight. One. Please, guys, if I miss it, before you throw him out, tell him where he belongs. Or just, please, I wish there was a way you could scream because I can't see it. So if anybody sees anybody coming in here with a stupid name, fucking Dom Salerno, Lucchese, Luca Brazzi, the Burger King man, fucking the Monopoly guy, anybody comes in with any names like that, let them know that I just slept with their mother and grandmother. I'm sorry. That just, they got to go. They got to go. So I don't want to hold you up. I got to get sidetracked. So you got to be worth something. You got to show your value. So I was fortunate at the time. I had legitimate business. I had a legitimate flooring business, one that was thriving and doing well. It's because of me not being, and there's somebody in here right now that'll tell you I spend money with the best of them. I'm not proud of it. But I was the first one in and the first one broke. But I always believed the theory, don't worry, tomorrow I'm going to make more. That was just my attitude. And I wasn't taught that way, truthfully. My father used to, when he understood all, come on. He understood a lot in the street, My father had a knot in his pocket all the time. And it wasn't because he spent it, But as quick as it came in, it went out. And I was doing business. I want to take you guys inside of a couple of contractors I had problems with and how that got handled. There's always one or two in this case. They don't know that you're capable of taking them for a ride. You don't give a fuck. You're not that guy. Because they see a nice businessman in a beautiful suit standing in the archdiocese amongst 30 other German contractors. That's what it was. That's the only time I've ever, I think I've told Benny this. Benny knows a little bit about when I was dealing with the diocese, because whatever. He knew. Anyway, right, Ben? Anyway, I told my wife this. I've never understood. This is going to sound crazy. It was the only time in my life ever that I felt like, holy shit. I think I'm feeling like there's some racist shit going on here. I'm telling you, it sounds crazy, right? Because the Italians were labeled the most racist, this, that, and maybe that's all true. Maybe that's all true. I know who I am. But I'm telling you, when you dealt with the diocese, every contractor, I might have been the only WAP, guinea, whatever word they want to use. To me, I'm the only one with a vowel at the end of my name. So believe me, that put up flags. There might have been a couple others. Terry, pleasure to see you, Terry. Pleasure. Terry, we're really going to get loose tonight, Terry. You'll see a part of me you don't see much. Maybe I think I don't show much emotion. Tonight, maybe you get a little emotion. So we're going to take you to the diocese. I told you about what I had with the diocese. So I got the diocese as a baby. It's a money cow. It's a cash cow. I bring money in. I bring money in many different ways to many people. I help many different companies. Not that I'm this nice guy. I'm making money off of them too, but I'm helping them. So I'm of use. Besides that, I was of use in other areas. I said I wasn't going to hold back. My charges were, when I really wanted to leave for my arrest for the end, but my charges are my charges. I was charged with extortion. I was the bill collector. Yes, I was an earner. But like in MMA, I think they say you got to be well-rounded. Well, you need to be well-rounded in the street too. Because if you're only one way, there's only one thing you can do, and that's just this. You can go high. You can get them a dime a dozen. I'm serious, and I was not a shooter. I'm proud to say this. I wasn't a shooter. Now, thank God I was never asked, because I would have. I told you, you don't, you get asked to do something, you do it. So thank God I was never asked. I would prefer to handle things another way. So let's get into how things went with the diocese. So 9 out of 10 times, no matter what I did with the diocese, 10 out of 10, except this one time, everything would be given to me separately. So I told you I had a legitimate business, which was the flooring business. So we did all sorts of flooring, vinyl, marble, hardwood, carpet, go through it, pergola, the whole bit. So anytime anything needed to get done flooring wise, the flooring, if there was a big job going on in, say, a school or a nursing home, the flooring contract always got put off separate. Why? Let's see if you guys are smart. Because we were doing business. The man that I was doing business with wanted that to be separate, because he could talk to me and say to me, listen, if you spec the carpet, meaning I'm going to call a dealer, and that's how it worked in the carpet business. You call a dealer, I tell the architect, I'm going to use your carpet. I need a special price. So you get what's called $10 a yard protection. So when they call in other contractors, they can't come close to my price. Even with him, the guy I'm doing business with, telling me, put $6 a yard on top of it for me. So everybody's making money. Well, they do this big job, and we're making money. We're making money, plumbing. I didn't have a plumbing company, but I told you, so I went through it. We were doing something. And I was getting people work there. Forget about the contractors. I got people steady jobs in their main building. My father-in-law I put to work there. He had a great career as a maintenance man there. He was great. He actually told my wife, I think, we were boyfriend and girlfriend, we were dating at the time. He said, I like Craig a lot, with a strong Puerto Rican accent, Spanish accent. I like him, but Kathy, I'm worried. He's quiet, but he might be dangerous. And I wasn't. I was a gentleman to him, and I would never show nobody. No, I didn't think I was dangerous. But maybe people they want to perceive what they want. But this one particular time, we're in a big meeting, a big job, for the diocese. They have their main headquarters they're now going to build. So 310 Prospect Park West in Brooklyn, New York. That's where their headquarters is going to be. It called for 10,000 yards of carpet, 70, 80,000, 100,000 square feet of tile. It was a nice job just on the flooring. But the general contractor for this job, my guy, the guy, not my street guy, the guy that I'm doing business with, says to me, I can't pull it out. There's people involved, but you got the contract. Here's what I want. You're gonna make a ton. You do what you gotta do. Of course, he got his big. And I was comfortable with it because we were making plenty. I'm telling you, the work was endless. Plus, I got a ton of asphalt work out of it, fencing and shit like that. I mean, just didn't even do it. But the owner of the company, I'm going to say their fucking name because I don't give a shit. Corigliano Construction. I guess they were. GCs have a habit. I don't know if anybody's dealt. David, you understand this. And maybe everybody else in here does. General contractors love to fuck, excuse my language, subcontractors. So I was never really a sub. My stuff always got pulled off separate. So I had my own contracts. But the two things I'm going to tell you about tonight are situations where my stuff got lumped into a general contractor. Now I'm relying on him paying me, not my guy paying me. That's what it comes down to. You're waiting on him to pay you. So we get big job. First things, we get off to a very bad start. What happens is I'm told, I would always, Davey, you'll appreciate this, and I'm sure any other person that worked union in their life, Davey, I always had a shop that we had the ability to do it union or non-union. Had them all bases covered. So if I needed to have union guys there with us do it, I could. I just needed to know in the beginning so I knew how to price the job, right? Because if it's got to go union, it's got to be a lot more than what I'm going to give you if I'm using scabs. Am I right? If I'm telling a lie, put it in the box. So you can't switch up on me. And that's what happened. We get about 3 days into the job. I got a whole fucking scab crew at night banging out yards of carpet, banging out yards of carpet. Yep, absolutely, David. And I'm going to get to the comments. Definitely. I just wanted to share that with you. So we're banging out yards of carpet. All of a sudden, local 2287, which is the floor coverers union, which is part of the carpenters union here in New York City. Their president comes down. Pop. I get a call at midnight. Late at night. It's a friend. We're making money together, but he was a business partner. Okay, I don't want to say friend because in the end he showed he wasn't a friend anyway, and he took his own life, coward way out. But anyway, and I know that sounds like I'm heartless, but do that to your kids that I knew as children, two little girls, beautiful. To do that to them and your wife, fucking mud. Anyway, I'm having a problem. It's already an issue. Well, I got turned off with the GC right away, Mister. I wasn't allowed to call him by his first name, Frank. He wanted me to call him Mr. Corigliano. I already tell my friend, listen, I don't know how you're going to tell him, but you better fucking tell him. Don't play that shit with me. Because I'll think of nothing. I don't care who he is, how old he is. I'll fucking leave him here. I will leave him right fucking here. I had to be that way. Because I was living that outside of it. So I was that. I had all of that in me. I didn't allow disrespect. I didn't give a shit if I left 100,000 on the table. Fuck that. You're not going to disrespect me in any way, and you're going to wish you never did it. That meant more to me than the money. It's not an act. It's a fact. Whoever's watching this that rolled with me knows that's how I felt. I believed it. 1,000,000 fucking percent. I still do today. Keep the money. I'd rather have my name and respect. It's a fact. Fuck that. So, sorry. I'm good. the Associates Club. We're good. So, hey, anybody see a rooster neck lately? So anyway, let's get back to this guy, Carigliano. So we're 3 days into the job, and all of a sudden I'm getting a call at midnight, Davey. Craig, we got a problem from my guy that's made a ton of money with me, and we had some business going, 1,000 things. We got a problem. I said, what is it? He says, you got to get down to Brooklyn now. So he already knew, like, yeah, we make money together, but he knew the score. He knew the score. He loved to bring me around to introduce me to his little fucking Irish buddies. I'm sorry. I have a lot of Irish friends, Roy. You'll understand what I mean. So he loved to introduce me to his Irish buddies in Breezy Point to let him know he had a Goomba friend that, that stigma goes around. But in this case, they were right. I was in the street, and I would take nothing but put a bat over your fucking head. I would. That's the truth. Because that meant more than the job. But what he tells me is, we have a problem. So what's that? I didn't like the fact that he told me I needed to come there already. I had a bad attitude. Bad. It was bad. I was already starting to focus on the street, and I was cared less about what I was losing with the business, because I was already doing other things the wrong way. And I enjoyed that more. I'm being totally transparent. I would have rather made 500 the wrong way than make 10,000 the right way. Sounds crazy, right? But yeah, I became an idiot. I did. It's a fact. It's a fact. It should be embarrassing to say that, no, but that's the truth. That's the truth. I'm not bullshitting you. I'm telling you the truth. So I didn't like the fact he told me I needed to get there at 12 o'clock at night. Like, who the fuck are you talking to? You don't tell me. But it is my job. But he don't tell me the problem. I get down there, he's down there. They're putting up a picket line, he tells me. The union caught them. I said, wait a second, let's take a walk. I tell him, take a walk. He takes me inside this, right across the street is a school called Bishop Lachlan. If any of our Brooklyn buddies are out there, you'll know what I'm talking about. I'm not a Brooklyn guy, okay? So you'll know what Bishop Lachlan is, Bishop Ford, and you'll know where I'm talking about, 310 Park Place West, Park Place West, right? 310 Park Place West, right? And right across the street is Bishop Lachlan or Ford. He takes me into the school. I told you, the diocese owns everything. We go into the school, and he says to me, we got a big problem. Gianni, my brother, I saw the thing. I said, what is it? He says, we got to go union. I said, we got to go union. Now, we just had this conversation with you guys. I said, we got to go union. Do you know what that does? We can't. You made me give you a fucking price we're going to be I don't know what the number was. I'll say 200. That was 200,000 off. Are you kidding? If I got to put a steward here and 12 guys, are you kidding me? We could have did that in the first place. That's all you had to do was tell me. It came out what happened. So now the street starts to take over in me. The president is a new president for Local 2287. He's all gung-ho on calling my crew scabs and this, that. And he was right. There was a scab crew there. But me as a human being, I'm the furthest thing from a scab. I knew every part of the union because I lived it. I was a laborer for almost 17 years, an engineer for 16 years, operating engineer. I owned a union shop. I was a union organizer. But the term is right. I do have a scab crew in there. But me personally, I'm not scared. So watch your fucking mouth. I don't care if you're the president or not. So we had that conversation. He got stupid with his mouth. I'm going to say his name too. I believe his name was Jeff Pistanti. And he was a gung-ho little, I don't care about size. I never slept on nobody. It didn't matter to me. But most people were up to my nipples anyway. That's true. And I'm not that big. I'm just saying I didn't really give a shit. But and he's gung-ho. And he's screaming, you better have union. And I'm just doing what I'm doing right now. You done? You done? And I guess he's not understanding why I'm not, I never had the conversation with him on why he reacted the way he did. I didn't have time for it, but I guess he didn't like my reactions, like I wasn't moving too much. I told him, well, you see, I was told that this building, yeah, fuck that. I wasn't going to take it. I was told this building, the diocese has an exemption. Nobody ever told me that. I just said, I was told the diocese has an exemption because we're a union shop. Mr. whatever the fuck your name is. Exactly like that. He was young, my age, but whatever, fuck him. That's how I felt. I was told the diocese has an exemption. They're not forced to use union labor, which was a fact at one time. I don't know if it was like that in Boston, David, or Gianni. So I was told, fact, to give a non-union price. I didn't tell him this, but I was telling him facts that the diocese did have an exemption. Not that nobody told me that. It was something I had known from long ago. I just rolled with it. Those days are over. Basically, he was giving me the whole, there's a new sheriff in town. And, all the new Carpenter representatives are not like the old ones. They're not going to take money under the table. I took that offensive. Took it very offensive. Are you insinuating that I didn't even offer you 10 cents? I wouldn't give you a fucking dime. I'd give you a beating. I swear on my kids, I wanted to give him a fucking beating. And I told him, on all my children. Benny, oh boy. I don't want to start swearing. That means nothing anyway, because I've seen guys in the biggest moments swear on their fucking mothers and it meant nothing. So it really means nothing when people do that. It really doesn't. But yeah, he's not going to take money, and he was making like a big scene about it. Nobody was even talking about that. What I'm trying to tell them, listen, how are we going to figure this out? I'm told we got an exemption here. The guy that's doing business with me is nowhere to be found. He leaves me there. Rather than him being in control, he could get everybody together and we could work something out. I had a guy I could have called. I think I told you a story about him. He got slapped in a few videos before. He had a union shop. So whenever I had to go union, we used him. Right? So we had a guy. It was no problem. Listen, I was the class A middleman, but looked like the biggest carpet company in New York. I had a warehouse, receive, cut, deliver. I had a labor shop, whichever way it needed to go. And I made money on selling the carpet and marking it up and playing high roller because I was in with all the different, movers and shakers. Whoever was willing to open for business, I was open to do the business with you. I wasn't concerned about what problems could come later on with that. I wasn't. Never thought of that. And that's dumb on my part, but that's true. So, sounds like Davey, what'd you say? All right. Davey says, sounds like he was getting pressed by the union. Absolutely. He was brand new. He was just in office. Yes. You got it right, David. But it's too late. You lose your fucking shirt. Right. You know the difference in the price. We're talking about a nice sized job here. I asked you, how do we got to do this? You tell me it's go do it non-union. Don't worry about nothing. Now, 3 days later, we got to go union. Ain't going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen, but it ain't going to happen. You know what I mean? And then I got this guy, 5 foot fucking nothing, screaming in my face. Not in my face, but from a distance away, he's barking real loud. So there was only so much of that more I'm going to listen to. I'm already mad that it's like fucking 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm in the ass end of Brooklyn. If anybody knows anything about New York City in this chat, where I was coming from in the Bronx, or even that night I might have been coming from Queens, but even from the Bronx and Queens, Benny will tell you, is 10 minutes apart right over the bridge where we're from. But where I had to travel to in Brooklyn, no traffic, it's a 45-minute drive. It's the ass end of Brooklyn just before you get to that Barristano Bridge, Benny, in Staten Island. You know the area, right? It's just before like you starting to go into Bay Ridge and Benson, all that bullshit. So it was a trip. And I got this fucking pygmy dwarf fucking screaming at me. Like, what? Like, like he had no idea. Not that he's supposed to know, he's not supposed to know. But he's gonna find out with like in the next 40 seconds, you're gonna find out that I didn't give a fuck if he was the president. I didn't. I didn't care about my friend who, again, bad word. My business acquaintance who fucking left me there holding the bag. Just walked away, left me there. Now maybe he didn't like some of my jokes. I had some jokes for some priests that I didn't like there. Maybe they were off color. Maybe they were. I won't share them. But I could be a wise ass if I want to be. I could, as you can see. Or sarcastic, whatever word you want to use. So Mr. Pisanti got, I think I told him, I want to make, I like to be accurate. I think I told him, there's not going to be too many more fucks coming out of your mouth. I'm going to tell you that for the last time. And he had his whole, Dave, he had the whole like new organizers with him and all of that. I'm by myself. I care, whatever. But now it's going from the job to, you think you're going to abuse me? Well, Mr. Pisanti found out he didn't abuse me. And it was so bad as this. When the feds came in, as Davey, I don't know if they did it in Boston, but here in New York City, they did it. They put all the unions under trusteeship. So when the feds came in, they put everybody in trusteeship. All that means was they're putting federal officers in your building, and now you're paying, the union workers are paying their payroll, their salaries. And they were just overseers to make sure the lists were being done right. And guys like Jeff Pisanti is marching down the street with his little fucking thing. Now you tell me, what would have been easy for Jeff? Because you guys don't know what happened to Jeff. I'm going to tell you. I'm obviously here, so it couldn't have been too bad. But Jeff was uncomfortable for a while. Yeah. And I don't fucking feel bad to this day because of his mouth. Not at all. Not one bit. Not one bit. Now, you guys know normally I don't talk about this. I don't talk like this. No. Mr. Pisanti, if you ever come across this video, I would still fucking open your hole today if I ever seen you. And I'm 24 removed from 23 years from roaming the fucking streets and terrorizing pieces of shit like you. You were a victim. Every day of the week, I see you coming. So he had a big mouth. So he had to get slapped. Not only did he get slapped, one of his little cronies got slapped. But now I'm aggravated that I had to slap two people. And I'm really aggravated that this whole thing is, I'm already in my mind, it's gone. It's gone. There's no way it's going union. I'm already fuming. This fucking guy leaves me there. This guy keeps talking to me like a dog. I already cracked him. There's no turning back from that. I cracked his organizer, or whoever he was, like his little crony, handing out the flyers. And it continued for a while. What did they do? Never in my life, I got to tell you this, guys. I've been involved with a lot of, forget before I got into the street. Growing up in construction as an 18-year-old, you're being taught the street just on a construction site. That's what you're being taught. In a way, yes. In some ways, no. But yes, you're learning how to deal with edgy guys. You're learning how to deal with guys that are coming home from prison. You're dealing with men. So when you're young and you're immersed in this, it's no different than being enamored by the guys standing on the corner with the money. You get close to certain guys. You just come home from jail. They are street guys. They're around a lot of people. But they're just pushing a broom now because they have to. So never in my day, I started 84, I think. I got in the labor union. I've seen so many buses get blown up, a lot of different things with coalitions, a lot of brawls, guys not liking each other. The zip foreman is screaming at Italian. I'm Italian. I didn't like the guys from Italy screaming at me and talking to me like that. I used to go home and tell my father every night, Dad, I don't know how I can do it. I don't know how I can do it. He used to tell me, shut up and go to work. You'll be all right. My brother Joey hated the same thing. He didn't last. And the Irish guys were even worse. Davey, you'll tell you, Gianni, you know this, you guys know this. The Irish guys, what we call chowderheads from Ireland, me and Roy were laughing about this, they were worse on the Irish guys. So it was the same shit. But you would bang it out on the job. If guys, they would just go play the knuckle game or go do what you got to do. Nobody called the cops. Nobody. This, I'm going back, has to be 99, 98. I'm trying to guess. We could probably pull it up in the computer. When was that building built? Whatever. That's the name of the building. They call the cops. I got to tell you guys, not proud of this, but me back then, that meant something to me. This sounds crazy. This sounds fucking crazy to you. It meant something to me to have handcuffs put on me and tell you what a piece of shit faggot you are, that you needed to call the cops on me. And when the handcuffs come off, and they're gonna come off, I'm gonna see you here again because you know what? Now I'm not gonna give the job up. Now, like I developed that, so now I'm gonna need to be thrown off. Now you're gonna have to throw me off. Throw me off. Now you gotta throw me off. Benny, that was my attitude. I'm not saying it was good, but that was my attitude. The street stuff was starting to really take hold good. I mean, really fucking good. Really good. Oh, Tindo. Here's Adich. Kumba. What's happening, brother? We good? Good. Glad to see you here, brother. So, I get in a little trouble. But here's the problem. Remember I mentioned the name Mr. Frank Carigliano, right? Normally, you guys know I don't give a fuck. But I don't talk about names about people in the life. He was not in the life. But he played the role of somebody that wanted to. Maybe he thought he was from Brooklyn. That was a thing. Maybe. Maybe he saw me as somebody soft-spoken and dressed nice, that didn't act like an animal unless I needed to. Like Mr. Casanti found out. So I get, about 2 days later, I get home, I think. They held me for a day or two, whatever it was. I get home. Like nothing. I go to Breezy Point. I don't even go to my man's job. I go right to his house because I had a relationship with him. I wait in my car. Whenever he gets home, He pulls in. I get out of my car. He shit his pants. I don't know what he thought was happening. I'll say his first name, Terrence. His first name was Terrence. You're going to think he was a black guy. He wasn't. Terrence. He looks. Oh, he saw a ghost. What are you doing here? What am I doing here? What's going on with my job? Because I didn't know what was going on. That was my way of letting him know. I went to his house. I'm going to come to your house. Here's my job. So there's a little meaning in there. I don't have to tell him. I know I've been in this house. But that's my way of saying, I don't want. No, I said I'm going to say it. That's my way of saying, you sure? You sure you want to play this game? You know I know where you live. We'll drag you right into your fucking bed. You tell me to go non-union, and now we're going to go. Now you're going to change the game on me? Besides that, your jerk-off friend, if he tells me again, the guy owed me money. He owed us money. He owed me money. It was my company and a cousin of Ben's. About $17,000. I was taught from a multi-millionaire as a young kid in Benny's family. Multi-millionaire. Multi. I can't say multi enough. He told me, and I was in business with him as a young kid and then later in life, and great relationship. I learned a lot from him. But I didn't learn how to save like him and use my money wisely. But he told me, he said, let me tell you something. And learn this now. I was young. You get into business, it's no different than being in the street. He said, except one thing. And they had all angles covered. I'm not going to say their name. Someday I will, but I cannot. I will not. If you show a contractor, I don't care if he owes you 1 cent, and he meant it, 1 penny, I want my money. Because if you let somebody think in business that you don't care about your dollar, guess what? They're not going to care about it. I'm like, really? Fucking a penny, $1, $10? I would let that slide. But in the street, I wouldn't let that slide. So you're right? You know what I mean? So we're talking about, it's not a lot, right? 17. In the grand scheme of things, first I got to fight to get the job back. Everything is a mess. I show up at Terry's house. It wasn't good, but no, I just tell him verbally, Terry, I've always been good to you. You've been good to me. We've done very well together. And I had to remind him of a few things. Street guys do have a habit of doing this. You remind people of all the good you've done for them, like if they've never done anything good for you. You know what I mean? Come on, it's stupid, but it's the truth. So you remind them of things like, boy, your wife's really got some beautiful jewelry, huh? That's good. I'm glad. How'd she get that jewelry? He knew. You know, doing well. We got a lot going on. Me and him. We had a lot going on. I'm telling you, me and this man did things. I'm telling you, guys in the street would tell me, it's what you're doing is fucking crazy. I'm telling you, they thought it was nuts, but I had it down. There wasn't a person that didn't answer a phone for a company. We had every office set up. It is what it is. He says, listen, the only way this Jeff guy is going to go away, especially after what you did, it's bad enough he's going to press charges. Let him press charges. That's fine. I wasn't worried about that. I wasn't at all. He swung at me. Somebody said they saw him swing at me. I don't remember anything, but I think they said I slapped him, kicked him, and spit on him. I don't know if that's true. I really don't, because I lost it. I might have. I don't know. So we're trying to clear it up. We get this guy, this other company we have, it's got to go union now. The number, forget it. We barely, we break. We don't even break even. We take a loss. But he says to me, listen, we'll get it as close as we can to where it's got to be, to where you don't get hurt. And we got something big right behind it. He's never let me down any other. No problem. Let's just get this done and get this fucking over with. This is a nightmare. I said, but I got to tell you something. Who's this Frank Corigliano? He says, why? I said, he's the GC. He owes me money. Terry, because Terry understood I was in the street as well. And I got to tell you, there was a sick part of him that liked it. He did. He did like it. It was weird. Most guys that are doing that kind of big business, they don't want to deal with guys that are in the street. Because, yeah, they just don't. But he did. He did. He knew, he knew. Look, come on. How many guys can tell you, yeah, you need an asphalt? Yeah, I got the asphalt. You need concrete? Yeah, we got it. You need this? Yeah, we got it. I mean, come on. Anyway, he doesn't, we take a beating, but I tell him about this Corigliano guy. He owes me $17,000, I think it was, about $17,000. So he says, Craig, listen, don't lose your fucking cool. I don't think he cursed. He says, don't lose your cool. We're having a contractors meeting Friday. I think this was like a Tuesday. I'm at his house. This is all going on while we're at his house. And I'm telling him, not only am I mad about that, I'm this Corigliano. I got much more patience for him. And he's playing the wise guy act, with the handkerchief and all of this. And he has no clue that I don't give a fuck who he is. I don't care. You can't care. You don't care. You don't care. You don't. So, and not only that, he didn't dress that well anyway. I fucking outdressed him anyway. But anyway, I didn't dress like that on those trips. I went there like a businessman. So we have this contractors meeting on Friday. And as nice as could be, I asked this man. I waited for everybody to leave the room. I didn't want to insult him or embarrass him. I wanted to try to give him a little bit of respect. I said, Frank, can I have a second of your time? Everybody was leaving. Terry, who is obviously in bed with both of us, right? That's why everybody's there. He leaves, he leaves again. But he was made of anyway. I didn't need him there. I didn't want him there. I didn't want him to hear if any, maybe I was going to say something stupid. I don't know. So I said, Frank, it was Murder getting 15,000 from you. You owe us 17,000. That's like, I forget how many days it was. It was really late. It was well past that 30-day mark. It was well past all of that. I says, not only that, we're putting down yardage and square footage of tile that it's going to be another 30 before you know it. You got to give me something. I got. So now I'm telling him, like, you got to give me something like today, like. So he gives me the whole. I was young. I'm going to say I'm in my mid-30s. He's probably in his 50s, probably like me now, maybe a little younger. So he's thinking he's going to, play the gangster role with me, but not in a tough manner, just with the verbiage. Well, sometimes kid, you're going to learn in this business, sometimes, you just got to wait, because like you got to wait for your money. I got to wait for my money. You see my face, like when I make that face, it's a bad habit. It usually meant something was coming. Nothing came though. Nothing came. I said, Frank, I hear you, man. Thank you. That's awesome. I was sarcastic like a motherfucker. Great wisdom. Where's your office? I'm going to follow you to your office and you're going to cut me a check. Staring through his soul, staring through his fucking eyeballs. I'm going to follow you to your office and you're going to cut me a check. My partner wants their money. And they did. And I wanted my money. Our money. Otherwise, what good am I? What good am I? Honestly, I can't look at myself in the mirror if I can't collect my money. I follow. He tells me no. I wouldn't do that if I was you. Okay. He leaves. I tell Terry. Terry has no clue what just went on between me and Mr. Corigliano. I said, Terry, where is his office? Bay Ridge, right? Yeah, where? He told me, I think it was 73rd and I'm not a Brooklyn guy. 73rd and 3rd Avenue, something like that. Ovington Avenue, whatever it was. And they were, from what I understood, they were in business for a long time. Well, I get there probably about 10 minutes after him. I go right into the office, the secretary, I think it was the wife, the sister, I don't know who she was. I said, I need to speak to Frank. Who's asking? Tell him Craig Gatto. I was just with him at the church, 310 Prospect Park West. Oh, okay. They run to his office. Everyone, goes back to his office. And I hear him saying, I just told him don't come here. So I hear him say that. So from the front door, I said, yeah, but I came anyway. Laughed. I didn't care if anybody was there anyway, but I made him hear what I had to say. Next is I'm coming into your office. I'm going to come into your office. That's why I'm telling you I came anyway. I thought for sure, this is what I mean by how you pull people's card. Now, if he's anybody, that's somebody. And he was not portraying, he didn't drop names on him, but the way he was talking would make you want to, if you didn't know anybody, if you didn't know any better, you might say, he talks like he's around guys, or he talks like, he's playing the part. He come out, we have a few words, nothing too crazy. Frank, I need the money. He doesn't give me the 17,000. Tells it was his sister. Tells his sister cut him a check for 10,000. He says I'll have the other 7 this week. He says, and then within the next week or two, he said maybe you could get on Terry to get the other monies released to me so I could give it to you, and we're done. All right, thank you. So he couldn't. Don't follow him to his office. What do you have to do? You have to follow him to his office. Now, Frank, look, the last thing I wanted to do was smack Frank. I didn't want to. Frank would have got fucking smacked. And his sister would have got dragged out of the fucking hallway too. I'm sorry, but you got to understand, we're talking about your blood money. This is blood money. This became blood money. It was already embarrassing. I got arrested. I got into it with a president of a union. I already know my business is with the diocese is over. I already have that feeling. I know it. You know it. Too much shit went on. So we get, I think another few weeks played out. We wind up catching up with the other 30 grand. I think it was about 28 grand, whatever it was. It might have been 40. It was a number. I remember now I'm thinking it might have been like 40,000. But we still had work to do. I developed a very bad attitude, guys. I fucked them. I got all my money and I got tired. And I was wrong because I got paid. I just didn't like how I felt like I had to pay for my money. I never had to pay for my money. Not that I was special. It's just maybe I got used to dealing with not the GC and being by myself and not having to worry about a GC paying me or playing that game with me. Plus, yes, I can say this fully. My brain was jammed with, if I was collecting or doing something in the street, if I wasn't on my own time right now, because like my guy would tell me in the morning, what do you got this morning? I'd say, I got to go over to Brooklyn. I got that job going on. As soon as I get done, all right, good. You'll be back by 1. We got a lot of shit to do. So, like, who knew what was going to happen later in that day? Why would I, yes, there's a diplomacy way to do it. Yes. What's that saying? You get more bees with honey than you do with whatever the fuck they said. But anyway. So, president of the union gets slapped. Ran their mouths, but I can't tell you the name. Oh, the guy was, look, I don't sleep on nobody's size. Size to me means nothing. You could be 4'10", you pull out the right size pistol, put 2 holes in my chest, you got me. I'm done. So size means shit to me. I don't even think about that. Even when I was younger, I don't think about that. That's the furthest thing from my mind. I'm getting home to my family. I'm putting the worst scenario in my head. And I'm fucking hurting you. It's you and me, and it's not me. That's the attitude you have to have. So to the Associates Club out there that doesn't understand that, sorry guys, you needed to have that. If you didn't have that in you, it's probably one of the reasons why you never were around anything. You could never been around me, pussy. Anyway, all yous, fucking pussy ass punks. Anyway, and I'm going to get them associate shirts with your face. Maybe we'll get your mother's faces put on them. So I know you guys never hear me talk like this, but it's got to be said. There comes a point we got to draw a line. Just like you had to tell contractors they got to pay their bills. So that takes me to, we still had probably about another 500 yards of carpet, I'm guessing now, but it was still somewhere like a ballroom, like a theater to do, a chapel. I was tight. I was in a bad way. Like I wanted to, look guys, I'm going to be even more straight with you. I would get back to the neighborhood. I would tell my cousin who was in business with me legitimately, who was not in the street crew with us. He didn't need to be. He had his own. One day we'll explain that. That was in the Jewish guy story running down the street. Anyway, Jules. I was very angry about the whole situation. So I had already had a decent, I guess I don't want to say reputation, but I had a good rapport with the guys in the street. Whereas, you know, people had kind words for me. I had kind words for them. I didn't give them a reason not to. I didn't suck nobody's balls, but I was a gentleman, right? That's how you have to be. So when all these things were going down in the legitimate world, I'm really being torn because I really like the illegitimate world. That I did. It's crazy. But so now I'm going back to the Bronx in the afternoon, and somebody will say to me, "What's the matter? You all right? What's wrong?" They knew me. Nah, I ain't fucking happy. What's up? When if I, they knew me. You guys know you guys. You know you guys. You're together all the time. Everybody's together all the time. Especially we had about 5 or 6 of us. We're always together. So I'm asking for things that is, you can't, crazy. How dare you? You start to believe this shit. Yes, you do believe it. You do believe nobody has the right to say anything crooked to you. And it's not about fighting. Fuck fighting. We scrap it. We didn't enjoy a good scrap. No, it ain't about that. It ain't about that. You're never going to talk to me in a fucking crooked way ever. Ever. You develop that. So if things went bad during the day and you were holding out money on me and I felt like I had to beg for my money, well, just because you paid me, you might have thought that problem went away. But in my mind, it never fucking would go away because I felt I had to beg for that money. I'm just trying to. I know it's not a normal way of thinking. I have many doctors tell me you don't think normal. That's not how normal people think. I get it. I don't think that way anymore sometimes, but I don't look. I don't want to be in the street. I have beautiful kids and beautiful grandchildren. I don't do them any good, right? Nobody wants to scoop up an old man like me anyway. You know what I mean? But don't get it twisted. What's in you is in you. And no matter how old you get, I told one of my sons this the other night. It's a funny thing, and I know we got a bunch of guys in here that are my age or maybe even a little bit senior. And I really feel this. And this isn't BS. I know this for a fact. At 57, I still feel strong. I have more strength. So all this talk about I like what when I mean I was strong at 40, 45. I was still playing ball competitively. Yes, I don't go to the gym and live in the gym and do all of that. I don't run like I used to, all of that. But you don't lose it. We don't lose our strength. I don't think we lose our strength. I don't. I mean, I can still, David, if you had to put 2 bags of concrete on your back right now and bring them up the stairs, Nicky, you could do it. And I know, Nicky, you just went through, what, Gianni, you know what I'm saying? You're in the yard all day, fucking dig it. We could do it. My point is, so when you're younger and you're full of piss and vinegar and you feel you just had to beg for something that you were owed, and now you're starting to, all of these things that you're starting to feel the respect as just an associate, right? Just an associate. You're getting respect. Why? It's not because you're a jerk off and a victim. It's because you're of use. You're of use. When you don't become of use, you will get chased. Yeah. Even if you were loved at one point, I do believe eventually you'll get chased if just everything goes south. Because especially towards the end of my time, nobody needed a tough guy because you can get him a dime a dozen. But anyway, that's Mr. Crigliano. What I felt was is that Mr. Crigliano should have paid more. I realized we never showed up. I told the gentleman, Terry, He called me after 2 days. He said, "You guys aren't here." I said, "Terry, we're never coming back. We're done. We're done. Fact. We're done." Some people told me I shouldn't maybe did it that way because maybe he was going to do something silly, like say we were doing things together. Furthest thing from my mind. Because I mean, I could think about it now, but if you're going to think that way then when you're doing them, you're not the right guy to get fucking arrested, I'll tell you that. If you're thinking about repercussions, and that's what a normal person should be thinking about, don't get me wrong. Please, I'm saying this is not fucking normal back then. I think about, depending on the situation, I might think about the repercussions now. But I don't go out and look to do anything bad. But if somebody goes near my family, I'm not thinking about repercussions at all. At all. Or my neighbor. I'm not. And I'm not a fucking vigilante. I'm sorry. So I wanted Mr. Corigliano to pay more after telling Terry, "We're not showing up, we're not coming back. Go get somebody else to do it." And I had other choice words for him. So that was destroyed after, we did some good years of business. But I had other buildings. This takes me to Mr. Corigliano. I'm told, "You got your money." Especially these guys weren't getting a piece of this. This was my own legitimate business. That's another thing people don't get. This was a legitimate business. This was my business. I had long before I came around any of the guys. That particular entity was mine. Whatever that thing made was mine. Now, anything else I hustled with guys, because you always want to help your people out, right? You got to be of use. Then we all shared like a pie. It's a pyramid game for morons, is what it is. It really is. But that's the game. I was willing to play it because money was coming in from a lot of angles. Nothing to show for it today, though. But I still got my heart. And I still never fucking put anybody behind bars. Never would. So if that's something to be proud of, I am. Oh, I'm also proud of this. I'm proud that it didn't take me, and I know this is going to get, as soon as I say this, it'll, holy roller, here he is, up. It didn't take me 20 years to find the Lord. No. I didn't start praying when I got arrested. No. That didn't happen then either. Mm-mm. So that's a discussion for another day. Let's get on to this next banana. So I told you I dealt with a lot of property managers. That's how I became tight with this gentleman, Terrence, who, by the way, he picked a horrible way to kill himself. And I'm not making light of it. It bothers me that you take your life when you have two little beautiful girls. And I knew his little girls. I was around his family enough. I knew his wife. We had a relationship. So that bothered me. And I heard about it long after I was removed from nonsense, and I was shocked. I was like, what? So, what they did was I had heard he got caught up. This is what I heard. I'll share, no big deal. He got caught up stealing money from the diocese. Never gave anything of our stuff up that I know of. If they did, let's face it, the diocese keeps everything in-house anyway. They have that immunity, or they did. What happened is he got so greedy that he went out and bought himself lawn furniture and opened up a whole case of can of whoop ass, like Stone Cold used to say. He opened up a whole can of whoop ass on himself. So what do? What does the diocese do best? They take him out as facilities manager from all of those properties, and they put him in one of the biggest Catholic universities ever to run the facilities there. God knows how big the facilities were there. So, like, I was already removed from a lot of things and nonsense. I wouldn't have had patience for none of it. Plus, I probably was 10 years removed. I always told you guys, I always had hustle in me. So don't think for a minute that I still didn't move with other guys. I did. I've been lying to myself. I could have easily went with another family right away. Right away. Got from the Bronx. I said no. I started to look at things a little different. Had nothing to do with fear. Zero. Zero. I just started to see things a little different. Now, did I see them different enough to where it would stop me from doing something illegal if I thought it would better my family? No, not that. It didn't open my eyes that different. I just didn't. I didn't. I stopped liking the treachery part of. I saw a lot of treachery, and not on my end. I mean, yeah, there was a couple of things I told you guys about, and I'm going to get into this Integra story. If you want me to, I named their guy's company just now. Forget it. I won't talk no more. I'll just tell you about this next story. But treachery plays. Yeah, no, I got to say it. Treachery plays a huge part in life. Whether you're going to get the people now and say, "Oh, you talk about treachery." Yes, 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 yes. Why is it? If it's no treachery in the life, why is it usually 7 out of 10 times? Well, let me just ask you guys a simple question. I know me, even though I told you guys I never had one dirty thought in my mind or a bad thought in my mind. I know I never did any of the guys wrong. I never did nobody in the upper echelon wrong. I did the right things. So it was never on my mind. But I always said, I used to hear whispers about other people that were close. I don't know if those things were accurate. Half the times I didn't want to hear them, but you're told no, stay, so you stay. I just didn't know. I started to get the feeling I didn't like. I didn't like the my brother's words started to mean a lot to me. Because he went away at a young age, violent, a lot of felonies at a young age, and my brother used to tell me, Craig, let me tell you something. There's no such thing as a free felony. So my brother didn't, although we were, raised around it and all of it, he didn't like it. He believed in doing his own thing. And he did. He did. Again, I'm not glorifying what he did. He was a problem. Believe me, my grandmother used to tell my father, everything you're doing to me, he's doing to you. And then later in life, my father be gone, and what I did to my poor mother. But anyway, now let's get to the next one. It was the treachery. So if anybody tells you there's no treachery, it's treachery. The time I told my friend to meet me somewhere, right? I got to see him at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever time it was. And I'm getting out to go say hello to him. And my friend says to me, you stay in the car. Basically, now I don't know what's going to happen with my friend. Nothing happened, thank God. But we never spoke again. It ruined the friendship. Because why? On the surface, it looks like I set him up, right? Now, was he doing things he shouldn't have been doing that they wanted to see him? I'm sure. So, of course, you knew where I was. You shouldn't have put me in that situation. That's how, if I'm living that fully, don't put me in that situation. But did I think they were going to tell me to stay in the car? No. That's treacherous. Think about that. Nothing happened, but is that treachery? Yeah. Look, whatever. Still, not a fucking peep out of my mouth. I just told somebody it's crazy. I don't know who it was. I think it was one of them. Might have been one of my sons asked me. They're men now. He said, Dad, the night they rounded everybody, all you guys up, how would he, because I was here at my mother's. This is how, like, they knew everything. I don't want to get into it. You know what? I know you just want to hear it now, so I'll just tell you quick. They kicked my mother's door down. How they knew I was here, I have no idea, because I was living in the Bronx. So they knew I was here that night. My wife is 7 months pregnant. Douchebags, tough guy. Against the wall, slammed me, cuffed me tight. Shoulders are killing me. I just was working 9/11, like fucking 17 hours, whatever. I was actually doing the right things in life. But, they wait. They wait. And, yeah, they were playing tough shit. But I said, I got to say one thing. There's that saying, they always, it's no, I don't know. This is going to sound fucking weird, but think about it. They say pedophiles, right? They say they're able to pick out the weak. I hate to call a child weak, but they know who to prey on and who not to prey on. Bad analogy, maybe, but think about this. They always say that law enforcement, and that's their job, right? Feds, whoever we're dealing with. In my case was state organized crime. They already know who the weakest link is after a 32-month investigation. They know. I will say this, because my son asked me this question 2 days, just the other day. And Vin, if you're watching, you know I'm saying the truth. I'm only speaking. He asked me something about, were they still physical in the cars with you? I said, no, they were gentlemen all the way. But I will tell you this. They were feeding us. They treated us. They made us feel like we were in a hotel. It was fucking horrible, of course. Fucking hot as balls. But anyway, when I'm not proud of this, but when you've had the bracelets on before, it's, you get comfortable, make yourself comfortable. We're gonna be here a while. So I knew we were in trouble right away when one of my partners is whispering, "You think we're gonna go home soon?" That's usually a telltale sign we have a problem. But anyway, just before I'll never forget, getting out of their unmarked car. There was like 4 of us in one car. They would pick rounding everybody up. They grabbed this kid John, who wound up, he's not here no more, but out of respect for his family, I don't know what to say. Anyway, he's gone. They told him he needed to really think about what because they play that game. Nobody knew what we were being charged with. We didn't know what we were being charged with until we sat in front of the judge. Nobody. Or you're sitting in the penalty box. You got 13 guys sitting in an arraignment. Nobody knew what their charges were until they were reading off the bails. Nobody. So that's the game they played. And then, in my case, I was the only guy that my lawyer never got in touch with, so that was holding the whole arraignment up. Can I tell you why my lawyer never got in touch with them? Take a guess. Somebody please tell me in the guess. Please guess in the box why my lawyer never reached out to the prosecutor for the arraignment. Can somebody put in the box why that is? All right. I'll tell you why. I don't know if somebody's typing or not. It's because I was flat fucking broke. And no talking, that's right, Michael, but I didn't have a fucking penny. But what I did do was this. While what they did, see, they're slick. What they do is they put, and I want to get into this other story. I don't want to hold you guys, man. But you get me on the roll, I'll just keep going. What they did is they were playing the merry-go-round game. Now, I've been part of the merry-go-round game, so I understood it. Not that, I was a regular, but I've been grabbed enough for stupid shit that I understood, ding, 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 ding. You work your way around the maze, and before you know it, you're coming out in arraignment and you're in a courtroom. That's how it works. But they were pulling guys in and out. with me, what they did is they wanted it to be known that they were taking me out of my cell to bring me upstairs to another building. And they made, because my lawyer, and they're announcing that you're on the floor with all fucking inmates. Everybody's locked up. You ain't fucking, hell fucking no. I don't care if you ever, I don't care. I'll sit here for fucking months. You're not taking me out of here. So what? Because the minute they take me out of there, guess what's going to be told? Guess what everybody's going to be saying? They're going to be saying your boy's talking because they pulled him out and brought him to another building. So they weren't taking me out. They weren't taking me out. Don't have money for a lawyer, I'll use whoever's there. What happens is we all finally get brought into arraignment. Gatto, you're the only one. We have an earthly lawyer. At that time, gentleman was the head of top dog in the indictment. His lawyer says, "Yeah, I'll be representing Mr. Gatto tonight." And actually, I got, not only did he represent me, the man was nice enough to, the next morning, he drove me home. A few days, he drove me back to the Bronx. I mean, what a guy. And we always say, right? In the end, everybody gets hurt when it comes to money, right? Everybody gets hurt. The guy that helped me, it wasn't his, he did the right thing, right? He helped me. He represented me. I'm not ashamed. He didn't get paid. They used to break my chops in the Bronx. They used to say I broke the record. I'm the only person in the Bronx to beat Murray Richmond. It wasn't on purpose. We were fucking starving. Nobody was making a dime. Things washed up. They went away. And that's when everybody got, rounded up. I went back to work in construction. I got put, I got, sent there, but guys had to go. There was nothing happening. Nothing was going on. So we have this City's Fire building, 157 West 57th Street. I got a good memory, guys, when it comes to some things. Look it up. City's Fire building, 157 West 57th Street. Beautiful building. Take a peek at it. It's beautiful. I get asked I was close with the property manager there, a female. No shenanigans going on, meaning, no, nothing, no huggy, kissy, drink shit, nothing like that. No money under the table. It was all legitimate work. She wouldn't even take tickets to a theater. Like nothing. Straight. No problem. Gave me an opportunity to do work in a few other buildings, and I wound up getting more and more and more. What happens is, same thing. Very intricate carpet job. It had, I'll explain it quick. It had like it had like a pattern in it with a pin dot. But by the time you got down like 200 feet down the hallway, there was columns in the way, and that pattern had to line up perfect. And I had some great installers on this, because it was an intricate piece of carpet, and we had like 4 floors to do, and we had some vinyl flooring they were using back then. They stopped using pergo, and they were going to vinyl flooring. It has the wood look, but it was vinyl. We make a ton of money, and it was all legit. No crooked shit. But what happens is, again, it falls under the GC contractor. But with him, Mr. Integra Construction, I love fucking shouting these clowns out because they showed you who they were in the end. Another guy with a big mouth. Oh boy, did he have a big mouth too. He owed, I don't want it to seem like I'm just shooting out numbers here, guys, but it was 30,000, and he was a son of a bitch. my age or younger, and he's playing the whole gangster role with me. I'm from the Bronx, you understand, like he's playing. He has no fucking clue that where his office was. I didn't find this out till a little bit later, but he found out because it all came to a head. Where his office was on, I'll say it, Morris Park Avenue, a few blocks up. I lived in a restaurant on Neal Avenue, which is 2 blocks away. I lived in that fucking place. You remember? I don't even want to use that as an analogy. I lived there. That was my home. That's where I held court. That's where people, whatever I was doing, legit or not legit, I was sitting there talking. So when he played tough guy role with me and he owed me money, and everything with him was, well, when you get to the end of the corridor, it's off a little bit. The punch list ain't perfect. Everything with him was, well, just finish that. Just finish it. And it was turning into 3 months. But with this one, I'm still partners with my cousin, but I'm heavily entrenched in the Bronx industry, heavily at this point. That restaurant, like I said, was my office. So I told the guy above me and his brother, I believe, who I was very close with. I love him to this day. I told him, I said, listen, I got this job going with this guy. He's down the street. He doesn't know I know it. Again, I don't know what it is with this Napoleon shit. I really don't know if this is real or not. Another guy that was, I'm telling you, this guy was, you would think the way he was talking, like this guy was fucking Bruce Lee. Like he better be Bruce Lee to talk the way he was talking. I mean, but he was not like the other guy, Grigliano. Grigliano was actually well versed in the way he spoke. He just, if you heard him speak and you were around wise guys, you might perceive that. But you know that you're not supposed to pay attention to that shit anyway, because it means nothing. It doesn't. But he was doing the opposite. I'm up here for a reason, in my offices, and I'm staying. He has no idea what reckoning's about to come to him. And he's breaking balls. Punch list this, I better get paid. Now I'm telling the property manager, I don't want to say her name, she was a good person, really good person. And she didn't do nothing illegal, but she was a good person. Don't need to put her name in this. I tell her, I said, Bob, who is this guy? And unfortunately for this woman, my wife, that's where I met my wife, working for her. So, I know my wife didn't ever tell her things, but, she might have seen, maybe she surmised some things about, I don't know what she surmised, but she knew I had a temper, and not with her or in business, but, she knew I wasn't going to put up with too much of this, and she knew he owed me money, a lot of money. What I consider, again, whether it's $1 or 30,000, if you don't care about it, nobody else is gonna. And now you're talking street shit with me that you don't know who I am and all of this stuff. What? So I tell him. She tells me, Craig, your job is done as far as I know. I said, you're satisfied? Yes. Okay, good. I'm going to take care of him. She says, don't tell me nothing. I guess I said it wrong. I had to go back to the Bronx. I told you, whatever I was doing business-wise, I always wound up where I had to go and then off to the races, wherever we were going. But on the way up from Manhattan, I I think it was my friend's brother. I said, meet me by Morris Park Avenue. I'm about 25 minutes out. Everything good? Yeah, everything's good. He knew me. He goes, okay, great. He knew what that meant. He was a violent little bastard, to be honest with you. Again, a little guy, not a big guy. I'm telling you, not a big guy, but fucking violent. And he was a dangerous violent. And I love him. But he was a dangerous violent because he felt he always had something to prove, and that's the most dangerous guy when you always got something to prove. Not good. It's not conducive for that life because you're not going to last long in it either. Always. Yeah. Anyway, I tell we get up to the Bronx. Now, not only do I hang out on Neal Avenue in that place that I've mentioned, I also live where his office was on Morris Park Avenue. I live 2 blocks down. I say it, guys, 1551 Williamsbridge Road. If anybody in the Bronx knows it, that's where I lived. They know I lived there. 1551 Williamsbridge Road. That's where I lived. Apartment building. We had 5A, I think we were in. Whatever. Beautiful. Tell you one thing, you can't get apartments like that anymore. And that was Paulding Avenue, I believe we were on. Paulding or Sackett, whatever. I forget. Anyway. So not only do I hang out there, I live there. Davey, I'm sorry, bud. Yeah, with the punch list, the whole bit. I knew we were done. He was just stalling. And then he's throwing wise guy shit at me, and he has no idea, Davey. Honestly, not that I was this big guy, no, but I was active in that life, pursuing that life. And believe me, I was looking for any reason to hit him in the face with a bottle. I'm being honest. You guys have never heard me talk like this. And I won't talk like this after tonight. Maybe. I don't know. I'll try not to. But I'm being honest. It was only you only did these things when you had no choice, really. You eventually have to let people know. I'm not that. No. And you can't say it like I'm saying it now. I'm not the guy. Oh, I ain't that guy. No, words mean balls. Mean nothing. Words mean nothing, really, in anything. What does it mean? Right? Example. I'm not saying we got to go around hitting people. This case, guy owes you money, and he's playing games with your money. And now he's playing tough guy with you that he's from the Bronx. Meanwhile, he has no idea. He's about to find out. So I tell him, we get up to the Bronx. I meet my buddy, my partner's brother, my guy's brother, who I was very close with, loved him like a brother. Pick him up by his house. He lived right around the corner. I mean, our whole crew is there. Our whole crew is fucking right by his office. He has no idea what. Oh my God. Oh my God. Like, just because he wanted to play the tough guy. I tell him, I forget his first name. I think it was Anthony. I know I'm going to pick an Italian name. He was Italian. But I think it was Anthony. I think it was. I could be wrong. But the name of the company was accurate. And the money was accurate. I said, Anthony, let's make believe for argument's sake it's Anthony. And I do believe it is. I said, Anthony, do me a favor. Who's this? This is Craig Gatto from Fifth Avenue, Carpet and Flooring. That was the name of it. You're in the Bronx, you said. You told me about 100 times you're in the Bronx, right? That's right, I'm in the Bronx. I said, okay. I said, where in the Bronx are you? I said, I play dumb. I don't really know too much about the Bronx. Where? I know exactly where he is. He says, you ask anybody about Morris Park. I said, Morris Park. I said, tell me, I'm on a place called, my partner's in it. He was like a partner to me. I said, I'm on Neal Avenue. There's a restaurant over here. I'm in here. Is there any way we could try to figure something out here? Maybe I could buy you a drink or something. It's like 2:00 in the afternoon. You really want me to come down there? All right, I'm coming down. He's coming down. What did he say? You really want me to come down there? I'm coming down. That's what he said. So, what am I supposed to be prepared for? He's coming down. He owes me $30,000. He thinks I'm a jerk off. You tell me. What should happen? Should I tell him it's okay? You could fuck me for the $30,000 and treat me like a dog? Or should I surprise the balls off of him, knock him out cold, at the door, make sure I don't hurt my friend's restaurant, of course. And then as he's waking up, my friend steps on his face, and then he finds out that we were the wrong fucking guys to fuck with. And now, maybe he paid us more than what he should have paid us because he wasn't a tough guy. Because I said this long ago. It used to be a game they used to play. It's a game. They would do it with bookmakers. They would do it with any restaurants that opened up. They would do it with any bar and lounge that opened up. Any place that was making money, they would use me as an example. They would, hypothetically, Craig, you and take them to with you. Go to this place on Tremont Avenue. It's a new place. It's a lounge. It's supposed to be doing really well. Go in there. See if you can find out who's got the place. Feel it out. Really, what we were being told was go in there. Don't go in together. Before you know it, we're throwing fake punches at each other. He's throwing chairs at me. They're going through the window. I'm throwing chairs at him. They're going off the bar. The whole bar is getting broken up. The whole place is getting destroyed. If nobody comes out in a day or two and says, you broke up my whole fucking place, you guys crazy? Because you had nothing but a lot of wise guys up in the Bronx, and especially in this time. Forever. If nobody comes out in the next day or two and says, reaches out to my guy and says, yo, because they know your guys just came in and broke my fucking place up. What are we going to do about it? Then they have to sit down about it. And we know, all right, we didn't get that one. But if nobody comes out, guess what? Now that's a way they get their claws in that place. And before you know it, they're clocking what that place is making. And before you know it, they're paying because nobody came out and they're not with anybody. Before you know it, they're seeing me and giving me $1,500 a week. Whatever the number. I use me. It could have been anybody. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. But anyway, that's so Mr. Integra, he got fucked up. And the crazy thing is, why did it take for him to get fucked up? That he found out two things. One, he couldn't fight. Right. He found out two lessons. He was soft. I hit a lot harder than him. I didn't wait. Right. And then he found out that we were in the street. And he was fucking with he thought a carpet guy. Oh, this guy's just a jerk off carpet guy. I'm going to rob him. Guess what? There might be some tough carpet guys out there. There might be some tough fucking florists out there. How about this? I know a lot of wise guys that own florist shops. A lot. Doesn't mean they're soft. Doesn't mean they all could fight either. Because I know a lot of wise guys couldn't fucking fight their way out of a wet paper bag. But we got paid. Was I happy? No. But I kept you long enough tonight. I hope, if anything, I've never been, look, I'm not at my age, I'm not hot-headed anymore. I don't want to be hot-headed. But if that's what went down, I feel I should tell you it that way. I've told you guys a couple of stories that they're always accurate, and I've painted myself in a bad light. People not getting paid. I always tell you people get hurt. Not glorified. It's horrible. Guys break their ass, they didn't get paid. That's my idea. Don't pay them. Just drop them off, leave them on the corner, tell them I'll be right there. No, that's bad. So it wasn't about painting myself in a good light. No, it was about if I can spare you some of the things that maybe you could surmise in your head. Do I need to? I just felt like maybe I didn't need to tell you. I didn't want to be that guy like that clown that signed baseball bats that thinks that's cool. I don't want to be that. So I didn't know, I didn't feel comfortable with saying, yeah, I hit somebody or did this or did that. I'm not, so I'm going to try not to make a habit of it. But tonight, I wanted to tell you about two contractors. One portrayed a gangster, but in the end, he didn't play it fully. The other really thought he was a gangster, and in the end, they both found out they weren't. They weren't. And again, this is coming from just an associate. What the fuck do I know? You know. But again, you got to ask yourself, all those guys out there did so many things, and I listen. I am the last person. I don't watch many shows on YouTube. I break down fights. I watch football. I watch tape. I watch cooking shows with my wife. Yeah. I'll watch vacate, whatever. I'll put on something from Naples. I want to see what's going on in the old country, Sicily, whatever. Greece, whatever. Not because you're here, Nick. But that's a fact. I'm not subscribed to anybody's show outside of one. You guys know who I'm friendly with here. And that's because that kid did an interview with me when I didn't have one subscriber. There was a few of them, a couple of them. Chad Marks from Blood on a Razor Wire TV. I did an hour and 40-minute interview with Chad, knew nothing about nothing, went to make it a short and destroyed the whole interview. Chad was nice enough to come on and do it again. And what do I do again? I took a 40-minute video and made it a 20-second clip. This is when Chad was just getting, Chad is huge now. The Challenge Stacks, Blood on a Razor Wire TV, and Crime Spot. So there's part of me that, I'll always respect that part. Doesn't mean we have to be in agreement with everything we do. Just like nobody has to be in agreement with me. But I'm not worried about talking about it. Look, you people in this chat know I don't like doing this Tuesday night thing. I don't. But if Jimmy does it on Friday night and I ask him to do it on our platform, what would that say about me? What would that say about me? That it's okay for him to open up about his whole life story, and I could just sit back and play the comedian? No. Full disclosure. Everything is full disclosure. I believe that. I hope you guys. I hate saying. By the way, did you guys like the new logo or do you hate it? Tell me the truth. Because we got rid of the bridge. Nobody told me yet. I know what you're going to tell me. We can't see the reality report. I'll fix that. I thought you guys would get a kick out of the Bulldogs. No? Davey, talk to me. Nikki's watching. I know Nikki's watching the Maple Leaf game for sure. Michael. Anybody. New logo's cool. Thanks, Gorks. The new logo's cool. By the way, did anybody see? I put out a short. It's a rat dressed up with a fedora on his head. Guys, I'm learning with this algorithm thing. I could put out shorts, but it doesn't mean that it goes to our people. I didn't even know that. I thought it automatically goes to our subs. It doesn't. So, Davey, what do you say? Love it, pal. Hell, what, the Bulldogs? Did you see the short on the rat? If not, go to the channel. You'll see a short. I got a rat and a fedora. And the only reason why I put Francis, I am so. Francis doesn't like it. Francis, I didn't even know you were here. I can't see. I don't have my glasses. Please give me an excuse. And plus, I got really wrapped up in telling these stories tonight or events. Hey, it's Rick. Do you know a guy, Phil from Queens, drove a black? All right, let's take a look at this question and see. Rick has been a gentleman in all his comments. Hey, it's Rick. Do you know a guy, Phil from Queens, drove a black STS, a big juicer. So he's telling me Phil from Queens was a steroid head. And I got you right so far, Rick? If I believe I got you right, if you're still in the room, uh, I'll change it back if you guys want me to go back to the bridge. But I'm thinking about Phil from Queens. I know a bunch of, I think I went to school with a bunch of Phils. Are they my age, 57? I mean, in that range? Craig, Stella, the French, he wants a. Hey, you Maddie, you don't put her up. What do you want me to do, Bo? I keep telling you, get her up there. Let's go. Tillman is making our show popular. Even my dog Jerry's getting upset. Thank you, Davey. I think it represents what we are here. You can keep pecking at us, but we ain't going nowhere. You can try to put holes in Jimmy's stories, which is a fucking joke. You can try to say shit what you want about me, the associate game and all of that. Usually the same guys, you would never show up at nobody's door and do shit. You were the same guys that were having your fucking lunch money taken every day, and you would beg somebody like me or one of my friends to fucking help you. And I wasn't a gangster in 6th grade, okay? I just knew my father said, if you ever come home in this house beat up, you better stand there and fight, because anything you get from somebody your own age, I'm going to give you a lot worse. I'm not saying it's right. So we realized that at a young age, we're better off fighting with somebody our own age if they're going to pick on us, because we were going to get it a lot worse. They're going to overtime, Nikki? All right. Who brought the dogs out? I don't know. Like, I do this shit at home too. My wife, I drive, like she does it, I do it. Like thank you, Francis. Every so often I'll be like, I got to get rid of this shit. You know what? Let's move all the furniture. Furniture's got to go. Move everything around. So I was looking at the freaking the bridge, and everything's a bridge. Look, there's enough videos out. I think Roy told me, I spoke to Roy from Ireland yesterday. He says I sound like somebody out of like a direct casting call. And believe me, I'm trying to use like a Southern accent. It's not working. So I don't know. So I guess everybody's got the picture. We're from New York. I made it know where I'm from. Not to hide, but I think this better represents us. Outside of the reality port being ripped off. That's it. I hope you guys had I don't want to say enjoyed the content, but I hope it killed a couple hours of your time. That's all. And thank you for sharing it with me. Thank you for letting me be honest and not judging me. I get it if you do. I get it. You people don't understand. You leave yourself open too, You come on here. There's a lot of people I'm sure that didn't know what I was up to, that thought I was the greatest guy in the world on the surface. Oh, how are you? How's the kid? But, just over on that other side of the bridge, you might, you could be asked, I just told you, think about it. Somebody opens up a beautiful new place. Think about that. And you're thinking nothing of doing it. You go break up a brand new fucking bar, lounge, God knows what money, and this would go on in a regular. Bookmakers, on and on and on and on. On and on and on. You name it. I'm telling you, it's 2024. I'm telling you, I'm supposed to go up to the Bronx Sunday with Timmy Irish. She wants me to. He thinks it'll help the show if I show some areas. of some of the stories I talked about. So maybe you could put some of what I've talked about now with a place, maybe a couple of the hangouts, stuff like that, because they're gone. Everybody's long gone. You know, I'm never going to be a guy that's going to say, listen, where I live in Queens, in College Point, about a half a mile is a town called Malba, Queens. It's in between Whitestone, Queens, College Point, Queens. Malba, Queens. At one time, Carmine Tremonte, Mr. Gribbs, before my time. Tony Dux Corallo, Tommy Lucchese, a guy in my era, but he was an old timer, guy I was with. He used to pick him up, take him to the doctor. Guy Mac, he just passed away, Mr. Tony Federici, and the list goes on. Malba. I grew up in an apartment building, and I said this in an interview I did on Hard Truth Reviews. I didn't realize it then, but I did in a way. But not really, because you're young. But some of the guys, the old timers, they didn't believe in being flashy. I'm going back to the 70s. They lived in buildings. And we had, you could look, there was a gentleman that used to buy every raffle ticket for my football uniforms. He would buy the whole box. His name was Sam Cavalieri. They called him Big Sam. I'm not here throwing out names. I didn't know who he was growing up. I did. I mean, look, if my father told us, if you sneaked out Mrs. Cavalieri, you run across the street and grab her groceries. It was like that with older women anyway. Elderly, young, and then, we always helped them, right? But it was a little extra for Mr. Cavalieri. And then, like every Thursday, my grandfather had a gas station on 162nd and Alder Boulevard in Flushing. Right across the street was a place called Maple Ways Bowling Alley. Go ahead, guys. My brother Joey worked in that gas station for my grandfather. Is it a coincidence that every Thursday, all the guys from across all five would park their cars in my grandfather's station and go across the street to Maple Ways Bowling Alley and have, maybe they were just having tea. And I grew up in Maple Ways Bowling Alley. That was my grandfather's dear friend that owned that place. They were all Harlem guys. And it's just crazy how they wound up in Malba, Flushing. But as we go on with this show, and fortunately, as people pass on, I'll be able to shed a lot of light on what I was really, I could have got involved very serious, very young, with powerful names. And, I didn't. I was an athlete. So, some could look back at it and say, Jesus, he grew up around this, married into this, and he decides to do this with this. That's what I'm saying. But, I can't even say I was young. I was just, no excuses. No excuses. Oh, no, wait. Let me take that. No, forget it. I'm not going to use that. No, come on. Give me another word for excuses. No mistakes. There's no mistakes. You know what you're doing. And that's it. But that being said, I hope everybody had a good time. Oh, wait a minute. See, Nick, I was just going to say goodnight, but as soon as you bring this guy's name up, is it worth 30 seconds of my time, Nick? What do you think? To just say, I mean, this man has made a mockery of everywhere he's ever been. Listen, I because I still have some integrity, because I believe you still shouldn't, if somebody's a snake in the grass, that doesn't mean you need to go all in. You just need to put him on notice that you know who he is. And maybe I owed it to our group here that it was my mistake, and I apologize for that. But believe me, guys, I could have went so much deeper. But he knows, and the nerve to come right back and go on these other shows and they fucking put him on. I mean, how stupid are you? Or you just don't have integrity. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. The shows that host him and platform him and let him sit in there and be the clown, lying piece of garbage that he is. Look, it's simple. I don't need to threaten him. I don't need to. I don't want to. I got better things to do in my life. You know what I need to do for him? We need to pray for that dude. Because it's a sickness. It's a horrific sickness. If I told you guys the shit I would hear every day from him, like it got to the point where I go, oh, shut up. Yo, I can't even hear it anymore. Because it gets to a point where the lying is insulting your intelligence. Leafs won. Good, I'm glad you. Michael, thank you for coming in. And you know, this ain't me about turning nobody against him, but I said this to Tommy, and I meant it, and Tommy knows I meant it. And I was coming from a place looking out for Tommy. And what I said is absolutely, absolutely. You know, I love them, Davey. And I said to Tommy, if we don't believe in hosting cooperators or rants, right? And we shouldn't have to say that every other day. You know, we're pretty outspoken. People are outspoken on that. So whatever. But having somebody habitually lie on your platform and I'm harboring it. So when I found out about it, yes, there were a lot of things I knew 3 weeks beforehand he had to go. But when certain things wound up at my door, he really had to go. Because I got to worry about I got to worry about people that love me being silly with him or any one of his little clown friends in my neighborhood. And that's what they don't get. That you get these clowns from these other shows that come in here because he's telling them to, and yet they go harbor him in their shows and they live in my neighborhood. Look, I want peace, man. I want peace. Kumbaya. Stay away from here. Keep my name out of your mouth. Keep my name out of your mouth, and you'll never see me again. It's not a threat. If my name comes out of your fucking mouth, I'm going to find you. I don't give a fuck about how much time I do. You just better pray others don't find you before I do. You know who the fuck they are. And fuck all your little punk friends with you. All right? Where are they tonight? Why ain't they here tonight? Why ain't they here tonight? Why? Go hide. You know where you hide. You don't think I see your name? They give you wrenches, you fucking lying sack of shit. Don't even get me started with the Joey Molinos, Mel Kipers, and all your bullshit stories. I should have opened your hole when I saw you that night. You should have got it. And you know you would have got it. and you wouldn't have made it back to Florida, you punk ass. Anyway, that being said, I'm going in now. I'm sorry. Duke, I lost my cool a little bit, but this guy's a lying sack of shit, and he ain't gonna tarnish my fucking name. Guys, I love you guys. I'm sorry about the Maple Leafs. You know, you guys got me talking now. Now we got 22 people in here. I mean, tell me to leave and we'll leave. Say, Craig, go home and I'll go home. Otherwise, I'm going to keep talking. No, so I was trying to tell Tommy, you know, if he could do all of this stuff on my platform, just use your head, man. And I didn't need to tell him that. He knows that. And honestly, I didn't feel good about listening to these clowns like talk to Tommy a certain way on their show. And I just like we're right up for the bridge, brother. You're better in numbers than you are solo, especially when you're real, when you got real people with you. Meaning, whatever. Not that gangster shit. Fuck that. Real. Not gonna lie. Not gonna look to screw your wife. Not gonna look to rob you. Real people. Real people. That's all I was trying to tell you, Tom. You know, Dookie, I'm sorry to call you Dookie. I had a friend Duke, we called him Dookie. I'm sorry, bro. Take no offense to that. But we had two guys actually that were great athletes. We called them Dookie. Everybody called him Duke. It's so true though, man. You know, as I got older in life, I wanted to hear the truth, even though it hurt. I needed to hear the truth. I don't want people around me that are yes men. I can't stand that. I can't stand it. It's not cliche. I know who I've hurt personally, and I live with it. You know, I still pray on shit. It's tough to pray for your enemies, man. I'll tell you that. I don't consider this clown an enemy. He's just sick. But your sickness can get you in trouble. Now, not with the crew that you're lying to, you know, day in and day out in their channel, but you should be advising them in their channel. And you know what the fuck I'm telling you, Rooster. A bunch of wild fucking dogs. Not because they're mine, they're wild and deep. I'm not a father that wants his kids in trouble. So guess what? They're not going to get in trouble. I will. Stay in your motherfucking lane, you and your little friends. And I'm going to handle somebody that I thought was my friend. Because his boy is fucking platforming your punk ass. You want to bring it on? Any day of the week. You're a boxer, right? You're a big boxer, right? You're a big boxer. How about this? Because I know you're in the weeds, punk. I know it. How about this? I will fly to Florida. I'll pay for my own ticket. I will come by myself. And I will give you a horrific fucking beating in front of all your friends. Every one of them. And your fucking wife. Or whatever she is. Pablo Escobar's daughter. Pablo Escobar? Did I say that? I didn't mean that. Did I say that? So why don't we do that? This way this problem can go away. Why don't you just fucking man up, beat the shit out of me like you can? I don't sleep on you. I got to worry about your jab and all of that. I'm worried about it. I'm fucking really worried about it. I am. I'm telling you, I will take this more serious than anything I've ever taken in my life. I think it could generate some money for maybe a charity or something. Because I'm sure there's so many people want to see me get fucking beat up. And I know there's people that want to see you fucking face down in a puddle. I'm one of them. But you know that, right? So you think it's smart. You're calculated. You're not those kids' friends. You knew by going in that chat that they're in your neighborhood where my boys are. But what you didn't tell them is, you stupid motherfucker, is that what they're dealing with. You probably told them my kids are soft when you know the total fucking opposite. Total opposite. You're not their friends. You're trying to get them boys hurt. My sons are too smart for you, Tony. They'd rather hurt you for fucking with their father because they don't want to see me get in trouble. But I'm not going to let them get in trouble. Listen, I got a friend, Shirley, I think will kick your ass. How's that? I really do. Shirley's a tough motherfucker. Listen, Nick, I would be honored to fight in your club. I haven't put a pair of boxing gloves on. I put some mitts on. I'm not going to lie. I'll let Junior hit the mitts. I'll work the mitts. I haven't hit a heavy bag in a long time. I'm not even going to train. I won't even train. I wish we could fight tomorrow. I'd like to do it that way. But I'll let him train I'll give him 5 months, let him get in the best shape of his life, take whatever he wants, whatever juice he needs. But here's the deal. After I knock you out cold, I'm not going to stop. You better pray there's enough people to pull me off you. How's that? Imagine. So you got, because that's what a piece of shit you are. Don't send none of your punks in here anymore, and you'll never hear your name come out of my mouth again. Stop trying to put those kids in trouble, because you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. You know what the fuck you're doing. You know what you're doing. If you care about that kid, that you sit in his channel, and you know he's in the village, why the hell would you hang out in that show? What? To think that you don't think my boys know you're in there? What? You think you're gonna get one of my sons in trouble and you're gonna fucking live? Cocksucker. Look at my eyes, motherfucker. Punk. You're a punk. You were a fucking punk 30 years ago. You're a bigger punk now. Dr. fucking Seuss with your rooster neck. And the shame of it. That girl's father, I don't know what happened. How she let you up there after the fucking fool you made out of her. Over and over and over again. And now look who the channels you hang out in. You're a big Jeff Nadeau fanboy now. Remember the word, the kind words you would have for him? I don't need to fucking tell Jeff because I don't like him either. So guess what? I'll get you both in the ring and give you both a fucking beating at the same time. How's that? I know I'm confident. I am fucking crazy like that. I am confident because I think I will. I know it. I know it. And if the other kids show that wants it, guess what? I'll tell you what. I won't let one of my sons fuck him up bad. I won't. I'll make it worse for him. He's going to have to go through Whitestone telling everybody that a 57-year-old gave him a fucking beating of his life. And he'll call the cops again. All cop callers. So that's what you hang out with. Because you finally showed who you are. A rat, snake, fucking piece of garbage. Oh, by the way, I wasn't going to do this, but I figure I'll do it now. You never guess who I ran into. Frankie Chelso and Joey Chelso. I ran into Frankie, actually. So you were on my mind, you know what I mean? And you were on my son's mind. It was up to my son You're in a tough crowd now. You got a big crew. They're all going to help you. Every last one of them. You're not telling them what you should be telling them, Tony. You know you're not. They'll throw them right through fucking Christina's window and stand there and wait for the cops. Now, most of you fucking punks are going to say, oh, that's how a father talks. That's how a father talks. That's fucking right. That's right. I didn't raise my kids to be victims. That's right. They're not bullies, but they ain't going to be victims. Nope. Not going to be victims. So you keep calling the cops, faggot. Punk. You got to come out eventually. You got to come out and handle me anyway. You got to, Tony, just get it over with. You're a confident dude. You're Vinny Matalone. Vinny don't know you. Joey Chelso don't know you. Frankie Chelso don't know you. Don't even get me started on the names that don't know you. Don't get me started. Bitch. I would respect you more if you came on here. Put your fucking face on here and tell me what a piece of shit scumbag I am that I deserve to do what you did. You mutt. Where are all your trolls tonight? Where are they? Where are they? Well, where's Chad? He got caught. He hangs out in the same show you do. Where is he? Where's Don Lucchese? Where the fuck is he? Don Salerno. Where is he? All the names. Where are they? Where are they? You know where they are? They're with you. Because while you were on this show with an avatar, you were in 5 other chats with 5 different phones. And Tony, remember this as I say goodnight to you. You know what's worse than getting your fucking head cracked in? You know what's worse than that? Waiting for it to happen. See you around, pal. You're eventually going to get caught. Keep playing that tough guy shit. Keep going in these chats and running your fucking mouth. You should be telling them boys you shouldn't even be going in there. Because you're bringing problems to them. Yeah, you think they got 100 guys? Yeah, you think they're all going to come out for him? Yeah? Why do you want to put that kid in harm's way? Why? I try to like that fucking kid. And he gives you a fucking wrench and listens to you? Are you fucking kidding me? What do you tell them? I gotta know what do you tell them? You're Bonnie's cousin? Who are you related to this week? Who are you related to? Joey? Your second cousins to Joey Molina? On your father's, sister's, mother's, aunt's cunt side? I thought so. Hey, you know what, guys? Every now and then I gotta get this out. Builds up. So I told you tonight I felt hyped up. Sorry. Chuck didn't know him. Nobody knows that Mel Kiper didn't know him. Like my son was laughing in his fucking face, like I had telling Tony, come on. Like it hurt him though because he didn't want to see him embarrass himself like this. You know what I mean? Like you embarrass yourself like this. And then you think I'm going to be okay when my face and Jimmy's face is showing up all over everybody in my family's house like we're jerk-offs because I trusted you. That's on me. And you're continuing it by showing the sickness you have. That you think that it's all good. It's all good. I'm going to go with my man Smoke show. I'm going to go hang with Jeff Nadeau. That shows you who he is. What the fuck he'll do for a sub. Have you started giving him super chats yet, bud? You paying him? See, Tony, you know what it is? Now I got it. You're like him. You're like Jim Carrey in Liar Liar. You watched every movie ever made, and you become that character. And whenever you got around people that knew more than you, like I did, and I just kept my mouth fucking shut and let you bury yourself and embarrass yourself, cringy, embarrassing. Fucking cringy. Fucking cringy. You're lucky he's still alive, because I was going to say something about somebody who said you fucking know. I had dinner with that fucking man, you fucking sack of shit. You're a... Oh. And these other shows fucking love you. You know why? Because you're a clown. You're a joke. You're a joke to them. You bring fucking drama and laughter with your fucking habitual stories. That's what you do. That's why they want you around. See, whereas me and our crew, we ain't got time for you. I got to tell you, Tony, there's not many people, if they were on fire and I couldn't get to any water, I'm telling you, it would be hard for me to piss on you to put the flames out. I think I would probably figure out a way. I would think about your ex-wife, Pablo Escobar's daughter, and your child now. And I would save you. Then wake you up and give you a fucking beating. I said what I had to say. Now go on Gunsmoke Show, every other circuit, and they do, and run your mouth about me. Go ahead. Do it. Do it. Do it. Fucking do it. Why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? You know everybody. You gotta worry. What do you gotta worry about me for? You big dude. You big dude. Let me tell you something, my man. With your fucking chin, with your chin hanging out the way it does, Joe Boxer, all they're gonna hear when I hit your fucking chin is timber, timber. That's what they're gonna hear. Hey, Dex, my boy, what's up? Dex, you came in, and yeah, I know, boy, I know. My boy seated, you know it. Yeah, that clown boy that used to be lying over here, the one we had to chase out of here. He likes to hang out in other shows that are from the neighborhood, knowing that he's probably trying to put my boys in a jam because he knows that they'll think nothing of going over there and throwing that kid right through fucking Christine Deli's window. You know that. But I don't want my boys in trouble. But I'm trying to tell this scumbag that, like, these other people that let him on their panel, like, look, it says all about who they are. That's number one. I got nothing to say to them. I don't give a fuck about them. Fuck them. They say fuck me, I say fuck you too. Good. Keep him on your show. You're doing me a favor. But I will say this. You are Jeff Nadeau. I got more respect for Jeff Nadeau. How's that, Tony? Jeff Nadeau never said he was a gangster. Jeff Nadeau never said he was fucking... Don't, Tony, please. Tony. Well, two wrongs don't make a right. You're habitual. You know what they call habitual liars, Tony? The street word for that is you're an habitual dick face. Maybe you never heard that one before. Habitual. Vinny Matalone. You're not going to believe who Antonio ran into. Oh, you probably forgot who Antonio was. That's my middle guy. He ran into Vinny 2 weeks ago. Yeah, nice talk with Vinny. Because you're still on his mind. Tony, what'll make this go away? You know what'll make this go away? I'll tell you what I want. This will help me sleep better at night. I want you to come on the show, show your face, and tell everybody you're a habitual liar and piece of shit, and you try to get help for it. I'm sorry for being a scumbag and a lowlife. And everything that comes out of my mouth is fucking pure vomit. And I took advantage of somebody that knew me 30 years ago. And I thought he was the right guy to fucking go on his show and destroy. Of all people. Not that I'm special, but you know I'm stupid enough to put a claw hammer in your fucking head. Right now. And anybody with you. Anybody with you. I'm good. Tom, T, I'm good. I'm good. I love you, Bo. You came in at the right time. Nah, dude got me hot, man. He's hanging out on other channels and, like it's all good. I mean, he thinks it's all good. Who's Eli W? Oh, Eli, you know it. Eli, what's up, my brother? Eli, say hello to Nick. Say hello to Nick, Duke, Dex. Say hello to all our people. Please. Eli. That's right. Eli, let Nick and Duke and Dex know you got nothing but love for them. You hear me? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Eli. Let me tell you something, guys. Nick, this is who trains with Lil Pip Jr. This is his right-hand man. This kid is a good kid. Duke, his father served. His dad, Eli, your dad was a Marine, right? If you put it in the box for me. His dad served his country well too, Duke. Good kid from the Bronx, great heart. I love him like a son. Like a son. Love this kid. I'm serious. I'm getting I'm getting emotional like I'm thinking about this dude. And then emotional over fucking crying like a bitch. Like anger. But guess what? I would love Roost the Neck on my dime. Wherever it is. Wherever you choose. No cameras, this way nobody has to see you get your fucking teeth kicked in. I give you my word, I will only hit you with my fists. I'll tell you what. I won't even punch you. I'll just throw elbows. Or I'll headbutt you. How's that? You can punch, kick, do whatever you want. I want to grab you by your ears, and I'm so glad I don't have hair here no more, and slam this fucking head right off the bridge of your nose. I want to see it explode. Maybe I'll feel better. So, now I gave you so much ammunition to come and get me. Come and get me. Come and get me. Ooh. Come and get me. Come and get me, punk. You go hang out in those shows and you bring heat to those kids who didn't ask for your heat. And the same dude, you know what makes me, I got to tell you though, bro. I'm not going to put him on blast, not the kid that's got the show, but I got an email from a guy that would come in here and told me about your bullshit months before. And when it all came to fruition, he came back in here. And now I see him chatting with you in that motherfucking show. What? The same dude texted me, emailing me about you're no good. And now talking to you. What? Man, this is a fucked up world we live in. That's awesome, Duke. Yeah, Eli's dad, yeah. I spoke to Cinnamon Girl this morning, guys. I'm sorry I forgot to bring this up. I went on a little rant here, but it makes for good YouTube. I'm sure tomorrow night or the next night we'll have. I don't know. What do you think, guys? You think we'll have all the trolls come in? or they'll stay away for a while. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe there's some people happy I finally told this guy something. I don't know. Anyway, I spoke to Cinnamon Girl. The doctors were able to temporarily. The doctors were able to temporarily find a solution, but it's only for 10 days. She needs as many prayers as we can give her. We're talking about a young little boy here, you know, and like another thing means nothing, man. We're talking about this now. I told her how much I love her and we love her. We're all praying for comfort, for her strength, and that little boy and her family. And if God could show her a miracle now, boy, they could use it, you know. So basically, I believe, I don't want to say the wrong things here, but she explained it to me, the baby needs a heart transplant and right away. So we could just pray and that's it. That's all we can do. Stevie, I see you pop back in. You never see me. Stevie, I don't think you've ever heard me raise my voice. Have I, buddy? Have I ever raised my voice, Stevie? Cinnamon's great people, man. I told her today, I said, I love you, Cinnamon. I told her everybody's been asking about her. I told her that. She knows it. She knows it. 100%. She actually told me she had a little break from the hospital or whatever, a few seconds to get her head together. And she actually watched like 5 minutes of one of our videos or something. She said, I couldn't help it, Craig. Yeah, we need to. The power of prayer is big, I believe. Hey, listen, I'm not here preaching. I'm just saying. She's a good person, beautiful little boy. If there's ever a chance for a miracle, God, if you listen, help this little boy, help this family out. Show them who you are. Give them this miracle. There's so many people that, who am I to say don't deserve children? We think, even when I was young, we think it's all right to have children. It's a blessing. I was blessed with 4 children. Not right. You're blessed to have children. So when we see people that don't take care of their children, it hurts. It's hard to watch. It's hard to see. Hey, I say it for what it is, guys. My mother dipped on us when we were young. Took off, boom. Left 3 boys. Young. But God put another woman in my father's life that raised us. So, we had a mom. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to end this on a morbid note. I can ask my doctor. I said, yeah, Tommy, I know she's in Texas. I believe in Texas, they're in one of the finest hospitals. She told me, I don't know exactly where, but I just know it's a very serious situation. And I kept you guys way too long tonight. I did not mean to go on a rant after we had a couple of. Now what did I do, guys? Did I just destroy 2 maybe decent stories? Maybe by putting this idiot in the mix. Oh man, I think I'm gonna go up to the village tonight. I'm gonna go to Christina's Deli and get a turkey sandwich. Love you guys. Be well. Tomorrow night's Wednesday. I forget what day is. Stevie, Duke, David T, Dex, Gork, Nick, Sada. Yo, Sada, I told you, bro, whenever you get a chance, Eli, my man, Maureen, whoever's still here. I mean, everybody, we had a good time tonight. We did. I'm sorry to say what needed to be said. Dex, thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. My man, 50 grand. Woo! My man, I love you, bro. No, I feel bad now that I went, but I just sometimes, like even in these stories, Wyatt Earp, what's up, my dude? Yeah, and you're side of and believe me, that's not what I want to do over a freaking computer screen. Too old for this shit. But the guy destroyed, tried to destroy this channel, the people in it. It's not just about me and Jimmy and whoever's on that stage. It's about everybody that's in that chat. So they're looking at me like I'm a clown. How can I be taken serious if I'm letting this guy, tell more stories than Hallmark? I mean, if Hallmark's ever been waiting for somebody to write a fucking gift card, it's him. Duke, talk to him, my brother. I'm glad you got a chance to meet Eli. Thank you. Francis, thank you, hon. Yeah, I know, but I feel like I owe it to you guys. We were having I don't know, it was a good time. Like I never say it's a good time, but we were just sharing some stuff. That's all. Hey, did you take my? Oh, Tommy, I did. Oh, Dex, I did. I'm sorry. Yeah, I did. Holy shit! Are the black ones yours? Are they black? I put them on. I'm like, holy shit, I can't see. Why would I take your glasses? Oh, Tom, Dex, I'm a mess, Dex. We love you, Terry. Hey, Dex Dallas, what do you want me to do with these glasses, buddy? Nikki, I'll call you later. Timmy Irish, I'm sure, is going to call me tonight. Oh, we got more comments coming in. No more, Tommy. I keep saying, Dex, you got to understand, I didn't realize I had him. You're fucked up. I love you. What do you want me to do with them? Bring them to you now? I'll walk that way. I'll bring them that way. All right? Yeah, definitely. Maybe a sedative. I'm only kidding. That's over already. We're good. Tomorrow. Oh, we were gonna break down Nikki. We were gonna break down the K1. They already told me if we do more than 60 seconds, they're gonna copyright it. We can't do it. So maybe we'll do a Tommy Real Deal Doorman series tomorrow, or maybe we'll take tomorrow off and then hit them hard Thursday. Thank you everybody for coming in. You guys are number family. I hope we'll work on the logo. I'll just clear this up. I hope you we got to give them names. I got it. I hope you guys don't take this personally, but this means something to me. This is Dex. You see, there's too many. I would need like a pack of dogs. Because it's not right if I just name Nick and Duke and Davey and Sada and Stevie. You know what? I got to get a new logo now. We need like 20 dogs. And then they know we are a wolf pack. See, I'll talk to you later. All right. You got it, brother. Good night, everybody. I hope you liked my intro tonight. I know Duke and Nick were not feeling that TKA freestyle music. I know that. Good night, everybody. So I'll let you go out on this.